Hello everyone, my name is Mackenzie and my project is called Paperback with Mack and the subtitle is Co-Creating Knowledge Together. It is a podcast. So my podcast is going to have a different series, which is kind of like a season of a TV show, I guess, but it's just what I would call it for my podcast. And then each episode within the series is about a different book. And my podcast will hopefully, in that way, follow a book club type feel. And each episode will hopefully feature interviews with professionals or people with experience in the topic that I'm discussing within the series I'm working on. Or I might just take the time to analyze the writing myself and do outside research if I have to. And then I will use the book to frame the questions I have for the people I'm interviewing by pulling big ideas showcased in the novel and taking those big ideas and relating them to modern day society and how they would apply to our current lives. And then the name of the podcast is called Paperback with Mack because Mack is my nickname and it's about books and writing. And then co creating knowledge together is really about the idea that we are learning from so many different people and that we are learning about things that are going on in our lives from multiple perspectives, especially considering that a lot of them are coming from books that are on different perspectives. And then we're also hearing ideas from people that I'm interviewing. So the target audience would be young adults because I feel like they're at a perfect age to be engaging in the conversation. Additionally, they have their own unique experiences in the case of social justice and education because they're currently going through our modern educational system. Therefore, they might be able to discuss the issues at hand and relate to the discussions, and they also might feel more compelled to participate in the call to action. The call to action will be for my listeners to really self reflect on how the information we pull applies to their own lives and then act on any advice given on the episode, and also to raise awareness about the issues that are going on because there are a lot of people out there who may not be aware of what's going on. And then additionally, it would be for them to seek out books and writing that enables them to experience new perspectives and analyze the writing in a way that they can apply it to their own lives. This is the beginning of my cover art process. It's the first sketches from someone that I was working with. And then this is the final product. The first episode is just an introduction to what the podcast is all about. And then in the first episode, I talk a lot about how I want my podcast to be a brave space for myself, my listeners, and the people I'm interviewing, essentially just to make sure that we can all talk about these issues without fearing not constructive criticism, but harsh criticism from others and be able to call out each other when we feel like they could be corrected. And I really just told my listeners I want them to communicate with me on any misknowledges or partialities that I might have along the way, and that I'd love to respond to that and correct whatever I said in a shorter episode. The first full episode will be on Educated by Tara Westover, and I have two special guests coming on that episode. Here is a few examples of questions I might ask. You really kind of have to know what the book is about to understand the questions, but like I said before, it's pulling stuff that happened in the book, relating it to modern day education so that it's not only a book club, but you're also getting something more from it. And then the interviewees will all be people who've had firsthand experience, professionals, other students, and then aspiring authors and published authors. Another full content episode is going to be on Marcello in the Real World by Francisco X. Stork. I think that this episode is going to be me specifically doing outside research and talking about this application myself. And then in a third episode, I also interview someone in my Education 202 class, actually, Julia Poole, and we talk about a children's book that she wrote. So I'm going to stop sharing and I'm going to show you a different screen. It's kind of just the website that you can find my podcast on. So the website is anchor.fm/Mackenzie Stevens, which is my name. And I don't know if you can see it. I think you should be able to, but this is the website. The website I use is called Anchor, and it pushes my podcast out to multiple platforms for me where people can listen to it. And then I also made an Instagram at Paperback with Mack to kind of engage people in my community and people that I know to look at the podcast and hopefully follow people and get them to listen to my podcast in the future. And so far, I have 2 episodes posted, episode 0, which is the introduction, and episode 1, which is an introduction to social justice and education, where I give some background knowledge and introduce some vocabulary. So yeah, that's my project so far, and I'm really excited to post the full content episode soon. Thank you.